Well, check it out, y'all. We got what you need. We're all living in apartments, condos, vans. Well, dude, even you can have a studio in a box. Yes, we can help you with that right here at Blind Knowledge. We work on your budget and we figure out your measurements. We'll get you the best sound for the best price. Let me know, 877-237-1143 or at blindknowledge.com. Yep.
People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down.
Here we are, Sunday night. Favorite time, favorite place. We're Global Strangeness, and we got the OGs in the house tonight. Myself, Scott, and Jeremy, and you know us all by now. Not so strangers, just strange. So this week, woohoo, guess what, guys? It's December. So we are kicking off with Scott's favorite, the Christmas cryptids. Look at that. I love how you decorate your tree. That's flipping crazy.
Merle.
Looks like the 4th of July in his tree.
Right?
Fuck yeah,
With a little
dude.
bit of, demonic stuff in there, whatever.
Yeah, I got Bigfoot,
To our
dude,
listeners, we're
Gollum.
gonna be jumping on here, so yeah.
My mom made this. Look at this.
Evening
Little
random
lighter
Facebook
and
pictures.
ashtray.
She made that? That's
Santa.
cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Jeremy? I have a Christmas tree up. It's Christmas. It's the lovely, sweet stuff. Angels and
Yeah. There ain't no angels in this house besides me, but I mean,
no angels at all. None. That's it.
The tree is decorated, plenty of Santa ornaments, plenty of different IP ornaments from different IPs out there in the world. But
Nice.
tree's up. It's not lit up right now, or I would show it. But maybe next week.
No Mr. Hankies or Mrs. Hankies?
Oh, I have a
Or
no. I have
Krampus?
a I have a Mr. Hanky, but it's not a Christmas ornament. It's just a figurine.
Yeah, I got a pop too. He's a little cute guy over there. Sam.
Oh, cute.
You can't go through Christmas without a Christmas poo.
I love how you're so into the holidays and stuff. Your kids just must freaking love that.
I got a question for Jeremy. Is that a Jelly Belly candy cane or regular?
Starburst.
Those are good, man, but I haven't seen one store do the Jelly Belly candy canes this year.
I just was at Walmart yesterday where I got this, and they had what they had Starburst, they had Skittles, and they had Jolly Ranchers, and that was it.
Well, yeah, normally they have the display for the Jelly Bellies, like in the front of all the grocery stores, and they sell them singularly. No, I haven't seen them.
I don't know.
What's your absolute favorite Christmas candy?
Toffee.
Toffee?
Toffee, peanut butter, I'll take your pick.
Yeah, peanut brittle good if it's made right.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Definitely
those. I mean, if Christmas candy would be those Jelly Belly candy canes, but the watermelon kind.
I love like the anything chocolate, so like turtles and whatever. I don't buy them year round, but I know you can. But for us, it's like a Christmas thing, so you just pig out as much as you possibly can all through December. Have stuff all over the house.
Do you guys ever hang like animal crackers? That's originally why they had the handle, was to hang on Christmas trees. And then they make all the chocolate. Huh? Oh, you do poppers?
I do poppers, but I don't hang them. I didn't know you hang them on trees.
Yeah, we have this place, World Market, that will sell. It'll sell the chocolate ornaments and everything.
Oh.
I haven't been able to find them this year.
You've heard them. You heard it here first, folks. Debra does poppers.
Christmas. Okay, with that, I also do Christmas monsters and folklore. So I don't know. We didn't really talk about who's doing what, but I just have a few that I thought were kind of interesting. So I left the big ones for Scott because I know you have dibs on a few.
We wrapped up a lot of that stuff with the lady who came on last year.
Oh, 100%. So we had basically an expert on these.
Yes, Mrs.
Yeah.
Rissa Miller came on last year after she was on my show talking about Creepy Christmas. She came on our show talking about Creepy
Yeah,
Christmas.
she was amazing, and I'm sure we're just going to be going over the same things again. But hey, it's been a year.
No,
we need to re-educate.
Because she actually had a list of different creatures she could talk about that she gave me for my show, and on this show we did not touch even half of the creatures she had in that list. So.
Oh wow, yeah. Well,
a lot of them end up being copies, just like different names for different like locations.
Right. Yeah, it's the lore, and it just changes it, geographically or whatever. It's the same, kind of. But
and folks, I've been getting in Scott's head a lot lately because we're doing a Christmas horror part 1 bracket at the end of this month.
Uh-oh.
And trust me, there's 3 parts of this bracket, I believe. So that's about 60, 70-ish movies about Christmas horror.
I did not know they made that many.
I did not know they made that many either. Christmas horror, really?
I have like 5.
I think so. I think some of them are debatable whether they're actually Christmas horror or just horror. But so far, all the ones I watched are Christmas related in some way. I mean, to me, it's like Die Hard. If the movie is different, if it didn't take place on Christmas, if it was a different movie, then it would be a Christmas movie.
I guess Gremlins would be.
It is
Christmas horror.
Gremlins is what's the one I just watched that I couldn't believe was Christmas horror? I forget now. We'll talk about it in a couple weeks. But yeah, there's a lot of horror movies that are Christmas horror movies just because they take place on Christmas.
Tis the season. Tis the season for everyone, even the serial killers.
I like monsters in my horror.
Is Scott going first because it's his topic, or Debra, you going first?
Oh, go ahead.
Debra started. No way, you started. Go for it.
Oh, for God's sakes. Well, I'm going to butcher these. I can't pronounce half of this stuff, but the first one is Lucy from Norway. So I'm sure you've heard. So in Norway and Sweden, on the 13th of December, it's St. Lucia's Day. So anyways, St. Lucia is represented as a beautiful young woman. And nowadays, this occasion is marked with a young woman with a white sash representing the saint. And she roams the streets with health and safety officer, baiting. She wears a crown of candles on her head, I guess. It's like a tradition they have. Anyways, however, a few centuries ago, Norway celebrated Lucy in a very different way. So for the night right before December 13th, Lucy's night, that's her night, December 13th. So anyways, that was the night. She was
a saint, right?
Yeah. And so December 13th is a night when evil spirits and demons rose up to wander the earth. I love how in the olden days, everything was like freaking scary. Like it wasn't a lovely feel-good thing like we do now. It was like, stay in your damn beds, kids, because there's demons roaming around. So go to bed and stay there.
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't do that now? Wait a minute, we don't do that now? What are you talking about?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I kind of do. And
I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't do that because my kids don't believe in demons, or anything. The kids basically believe they do what they want half time. But Scott does that. I know he does.
Yeah, I had an incident with my middle child and Belle. So I got the youngest one here. We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, we're not going to speak of it. Well, anyways, back then, children, they needed to be good, and the adults, they warded off evil by protecting their homes with the sign of the cross. So just a good old Christian cross, and kids behaved, and she wouldn't, and the demons would stay away. So anyways, Lucy was portrayed as this hideous demon with tyrannical powers. So she rode through the skies on a broomstick and accompanied by all the demons and evil spirits and trolls. And she just spread mayhem and chaos and destroyed property, crops, livestock, kidnapping or killing anyone foolish enough not to be tucked up safely in bed. Like, is this not a story made by parents everywhere?
Yeah. We just tamed it.
Right? And really, Lucy just sounds like her and a gang of teenagers were out carousing around, drinking and doing whatever, causing problems. But anyways, it's a far cry from what they do now to, now she's kind of a saint and to, was a demon. So kind of interesting. So, and I think we have a picture, Lucy.
Oh, do you?
I do. Hello.
Okay, yeah, I didn't have time to actually mark who sent what picture, but I did download them. So just tell me what it looks like.
Lucy, I think it's the very first picture I sent you.
God damn it.
I gotta put it up to you.
That one?
No, it's the one. It's like a picture of a little village scene.
Oh.
That one, yeah. So that's Lucy on her broomstick carousing, and you can see all the mayhem that she's, all the fun and games she is creating for that little village there. So.
Yeah, it's cool that it was all it was, town to town, everything was different.
Right, but definitely a theme.
Well, and Christmas, whether it's 12 nights or Epiphany, there were so many. Some of Christmas went clear into February for some people.
Days, celebrating and all the eating and that went way to February. Good grief.
Yeah, if you look at all the saints' days and everything, I mean, location to location, it would be different, but
I'd be exhausted. It's pretty, I'm pretty much wrapped up with Christmas by the time it is all done. I love Christmas, but good God, to go to February.
By the time New Year's hits, the decorations better be fucking down, and they all better be done.
Right. It's time to get out the champagne and the sparkly dresses. Never mind Christmas anymore.
I hate Christmas Day is never the greatest, but the time leading up to it's the best, I think.
I don't know. I mean, I Christmas Day has always been pretty good for me. I mean, I always traveled beforehand, so I didn't have to travel on Christmas Day, other than within 45 minutes or less. And I mean, it just, I don't know. I was when I was younger, Christmas Day was a lot better, obviously, but when I was single with no kids, it was a lot better. But I mean, now Christmas Day is just about the kids. So I mean, that's just what it is. But
that's fun. Yeah. That's good.
It's fun watching them open. It's just they open their presents, and then I mean, at least at our house, 7 o'clock in the morning rolls around and Christmas is done. But I like the lights and fucking watching movies and all the other
part I love is when it's done, and then you just have a bunch of food to eat all day, and you watch Christmas movies and drink hot chocolate, and it's so relaxing. I fucking love Christmas Day, even after everyone's gone, because people come. I love Christmas Eve. That's my favorite. That's when our family kind of gathers. But Christmas Day is so relaxing. It's nobody's phoning or whatever because everybody's busy, and it's just so, I don't know, love it. I mean, sit around and get fat.
I agree with Scott though. It's you just tore through $600 worth of presents in 2 minutes. What the fuck?
See, that's the difference.
Not just that.
I don't have kids anymore, so yeah, I remember they're fighting and bored by noon or later in the day.
They're napping. By that time, I'm the only one up, 10 o'clock. But it's done. That's what kind of sucks. It's while they're opening the presents, it's still dark outside. It's great. But then 10 a.m. rolls around and wait another year, I guess.
Yeah, but then
you ain't got shit to look forward to.
I like that week in between Christmas and New Year too, because it's when you reset. I always do a new agenda and goals and whatever. You reset for the new year what you want. So I don't know. Holidays are good. Whatever.
It's just the only thing you have to look forward to after the kids open their present is it's gonna be warm in 5 months.
The credit card bill showing up next week. That's what you have.
Oh, by the way, I'm not gonna start on mine, but I made our president a Christmas card, and I went out and had people sign it.
Oh no.
So
No. Oh dear.
a lot of people were happy to sign the card for him.
Mm-hmm. I
We'll
can't read anything. Okay, I read one of the messages. Yeah, exactly what I thought it would be.
Yeah. Nothing like spreading the cheer. Thank you, Scott. Always.
Hey, that's, a lot of people were telling me that.
No, Deborah.
They were happy to see me.
It's not thank you, Scott. It's thank you, Sleepy Joe.
Well.
You should get people to sign one for Trudeau. I'm sure those will be all positive too.
I believe in just good positive energy. So even to the people, that are questionable, their actions. This is my year coming up. This is all positivity from here on. So that's it.
I'm just saying everybody was pretty positive with their messages today. A lot of smiles.
Well, they were clear with their messages anyway. So anyways, my next monster, Jeremy, you'll probably like it. And I don't know if we ever talked about this one, and I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but the Caraconculus. So Caraconculus. Does that sound familiar?
This one like a Norwegian one too, or a Scandinavian?
It's Bulgaria, Turkey, and Serbia. So anyways, this guy is generally portrayed as a cross between the devil and a Sasquatch, which is that's interesting.
Got Jeremy written all over it.
Right?
What is it, Krampus? what is it, basically a Krampus ripoff?
Well, yeah, well. Anyways, in Turkey, he stands at the street corners on winter nights and he sets riddles for passers-by. Can you imagine this? So if travelers gave an answer that included the word black, they were allowed to go on their way. And if not, he would strike them dead with a single blow. So you better pass the freaking test.
This is a cool tradition. I don't know why we're not bringing this back. I've never heard
this one. I'm like, this is fucking hilarious. Anyways, and elsewhere, the Cronculus's favorite trick was to disguise their voice to pretend to be someone's friend or relative and lure their intended victim out into the snow. And sometimes he'd set them in a trance and leave them to roam free. But in Serbia, the Cronculus preferred to jump on the victim's back and use them as a personal taxi service. So
I've heard about this, yeah.
So the exhausted person was only released at dawn. I'm like, that's hilarious. He needs a DD so he can go around having fun, and he just rides a person around till they're dead. So anyways, apparently if you invite a Cronculus into your house, they'd feel compelled to imitate their host's behavior. So if you set fire to silk or thread, the Cronculus would be tricked into setting fire to its own fur. And then it would run from the house, screaming to try and find water. So that's how you get him to leave your house. I'm like, what?
Cool, duly noted.
Like, where do people come up with these? Anyways, I like him. I like him. He's a trickster. He's having fun, and he's brutal. So, have you guys, Jeremy, you have heard of him?
I've heard of the taxi thing. Like that's what made it click in my head. Like I heard some other podcasts talk about it at some point, I'm sure. But
yeah,
I have not heard of that one.
Yeah, no, I hadn't either. I was like, that's hilarious. I love it. Anyways, and then the next one I have a picture of. It's the Kalankantzori. So this is from Greece. Can't say this one either. But there is a picture of this guy too, Jeremy. If you want to bring her up.
Which one?
It is the guy in his underwear. He's quite handsome. In his little red underwear.
Oh, I should have labeled this one Scott, but okay.
So
come on.
This guy here in Greece, a group of demons. So there's a group of these guys called the.
Can you see the picture? Because I can't.
I can't. No.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Hold on. All right, go keep going, Debra. I'll get it.
So, anyways, there's a group of these guys. You'll see a picture of him now. There's a group of them. They're a group of demons, and they were said to spend the year underground, signed through the tree of life that ran through the earth. I've never heard this either. I'm like, this is pretty wild little story. Anyways, so every December, just when a single thread held the tree together, the 12 days of Christmas would compel them.
Fitting image. Look at that.
That's Christmas morning, Scott, running around his tree. So anyways, each December when just
hold on a second. James just texted me and said the sound's not working.
Yeah, he made a comment about it too. I don't know why, because we can all hear each other perfectly clear, so it's got to be at his end.
Okay. My stuff is working, but I can't hear the sound. Darlene, are you watching? I post. Well, okay. Go on, Debra.
Okay. Well, anyways, so every year, each December, when just a single thread held the tree of life together, the 12 days of Christmas would compel them to come overground and wander the earth. So they saw the tree of life down till it's just hanging on by a dear thread, and then they come up and wander around the earth. And by the return in January, the tree had repaired itself and they had to start again. So once overground, they caused mischief and chaos, and above all, they sought to steal any child born over the 12 days of Christmas and turn them into a fellow Kilakantazori. I'm not saying that right, but anyways, these demons.
Okay, hold on a second. When I clicked on our link, we got some other dude show going on. You said this was on like a time thing, right?
I mean, it's on Parapost. Parapost has a lot of podcasts going at the same time, but they usually all work. Like if I go to Parapost, yeah, we're live on Parapost.
Okay.
Yeah, I could hear us when I turn up the volume of my phone. I could hear us.
Okay. Are you listening now, Don? Yeah, she sees some other guy too. Can you share a new link?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool.
I don't know why I would do that, but right, stranger things have happened. But go on, Debra.
Okay, so anyways, we're talking about these demons. They saw the tree of life to a little smithereen, and then they come up for the month of December, and they cause all kinds of mischief. They steal babies, and they steal any child born over the 12 days of Christmas and turn them into fellow demons here. And so apparently they could be kept at bay by binding newborn babies in straw and garlic. So can you imagine poor freaking babies born then? Their parents are binding them in straw and garlic? How terrible. But anyways, you could also stop these creatures.
It could be worse.
By placing a colander outside the door, and the Kilakantazori would be compelled to count the holes. But because the number 3 is holy in Greek, they would fail to count that number and have to start again. And this would occupy them until sunrise, when the house would be safe until darkness fell again. So, interesting. So have you guys heard about this one before, or is that new?
I haven't heard about that one either.
Yeah, that sounds new to me too.
Yeah. So
you found some good ones.
Yeah, different ones I had never heard of anyways, but yeah. And then my very last one is Frau Perchta. So, and I do have a picture.
This one I have heard of.
Okay. I think everybody's heard of this one. But
so in the pre-Christian traditions, Perchta was an alpine goddess whose particular celebration day coincided with the 12th night. After pre-Christian religions were displaced, she instead became a demonic witch who stalked villages and punishing anyone who dared to displease her. So sometimes she appears as a mischievous, disheveled old woman. Alternatively, her appearance could depend on how you perceived her and whether you had pleased her. So if you were faithful, obedient, and observed her rituals, Perchta would appear to you as a woman of divine beauty. But if you ticked her off, she'd appear as a demon, and she's a horned monster with a ferocious bloodlust. So Perchta would let you be as long as you followed her rituals on her night, such as eating traditional meal and special cakes baked in her honor. So should you fail to do that, though, she would sneak into your room while you sleep and slit your belly open and replace your innards with pebbles and straw. And the following day, whoever discovered your corpse would assume you had simply died in your sleep. So,
yeah, because that happens in your sleep,
Right? Yeah.
You get rocks and hay in your stomach. Happens.
So just bake her cake, and then she'll be a beautiful lady. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. Did you guys hear that Frau Perch the song I posted the other day? It's pretty good.
I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but
the Champagne Drops Frau Perchta. Check it out. You can only listen to it 3 times until you buy it, so get ready to pony up that 99 cents.
Okay. All right, and that concludes my contribution. So on to you, Scott.
Okay. Well, I didn't, at the end of my research, I kind of figured out I didn't really do cryptids. I did some weird Christmas shit. So, the first one I got, if you can bring up the picture, Jeremy, of T.O. This is, I got them all loaded down at the bottom. It was the first one I sent you. It's a Christmas log.
I think it was earlier in the day.
That
it was like,
maybe I didn't get it.
So
hold on.
His name is T.O. de Nadal.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm seeing it, but I see Michael's pictures he sent, but
it was right after.
Okay, I got you. Oh God, Scott,
okay.
Why, Scott? Why, Scott?
So, T.O. de Nadal translates into Christmas log in a different way than you're thinking. This comes from Catalonian mythology.
You know what I'm thinking.
So that's something I learned too, that I finally looked up what Catalan was. I guess they're an autonomous community in Spain. But he's the bearer of small gifts and treats for the kids. And then they'll receive their bigger gifts from the 3 wise men. So this goes into like Catholic lore or whatever. It started out as just a regular hollow log, but then people started putting the faces on them and the little legs in the front. Some people have 4 legs on them. And this is meant for the kids to take care of the log from the 8th, the Immaculate Conception, all the way until Christmas Eve for the most part. Some people do it on Christmas, but Christmas Eve is typically when the big event will happen. So
come on, kid. Come on, boys, play with your log.
That's right. No, it gets funner. So on the night of Christmas Eve, the kids will come in and they'll feed T.O., and then they'll wrap him in his little blanket, make sure he's nice and warm one last time. And then they go into a separate room, and they're going to pray to T.O. that he brings them lots of goodies and treats and small little gifts and stuff. You can see what the adults are doing. But then they come back into the room, and they beat the fuck out of T.O. with sticks. And then all of the presents are shit out of T.O. And
so it's a Christmas
Merry
pinata.
Christmas. Yeah, kind of. It shits out the presents there. So I got the T.O. song translated in English, and this is how it goes.
Scott's gonna sing, folks. God help us all.
Hold on, I'm gonna need a drink for this. Shit T.O., hazelnuts and nougats. Do not shit herrings. They are too salty. Shit nougats, they taste better. Shit T.O., almonds and nougats. And if you don't want to shit, I will hit you with a stick. Shit T.O. And this is what the kids will sing.
Kids are singing that? Oh my God.
The kids. Well, it's in a different language, so I don't know if shit is translated into a naughty word for them, but yeah.
Oh my God.
Here we go. Anybody wants to screenshot the lyrics? I thought that was fun. To each their own. I think that's a pretty kick-ass tradition.
Well, James thought it was pretty funny, you singing.
So the next one's not even a creature or anything, but like, have you guys ever heard of wassailing?
I have, but
yeah.
Okay, so there's two different categories: house wassailing. I think it's wassailing, and then orchard wassailing.
I thought
the house.
See, when you first said it to me, I thought it was wassailing.
Maybe it is wassailing.
I thought it was like wrestling. I thought it was when like Southerners said wrestling or wrestling.
Okay, so this the house version is more like our modern day trick or treat. People would go door to door in groups, but instead of like trick or treat, they'd be singing carols or they'd be performing little like play skits and shit. And then in return, they would get treats or alcohol. I mean, that's like the most popular way to do this, right? But some of the old school wassailers, they would actually bring a bowl of wassail tea or whatever the fuck it was called. Like they would have the wassail drink, and then they'd do their skit and sing, and then they'd give the homeowner the wassail drink. They would get to drink from the wassail bowl. And that's traditionally made from hot mulled cider. I don't know what mulled means. And then they mulled.
Yeah.
Mold.
Mule. That's different than mold.
That's
okay,
what
so
I was mold. Like I'm trying to kill people.
Basically, hot cider mixed with ale or wine, and then spices. And there's some cool recipe videos on YouTube you guys can check out. But I mean, that's pretty badass, right? You got panhandlers coming to your house and then they give you a drink from this public bowl and you don't know goddamn what's in it. So pretty awesome. But most of the time that shit gets pretty rowdy. And I think they have actually banned that from some places. Sort of like Christmas over the years, like different shit's been banned from place to place. But orchard wassailing, on the other hand, was more serious. So this is done to get rid of all the fucking evil spirits and awaken the apple trees for the upcoming spring. So you got to protect that cider. All this wassailing, you need to make sure that cider has a good crop. But when they do the orchard wassailing, they pick a king and queen. Most of the time, I'm sure it was like the big shots in town, the rich people, the most profitable, whatever. And then everybody'd go into the orchard and they'd, noisemakers, or they'd make a lot of noise back in the old days, and people would be singing. You're trying to scare away those spirits. Then they'd raise the queen up to the oldest tree in the orchard, and she would leave him a cup of that wassail drink shit. And then the apple tree man spirit would be happy, and they'd have a great crop the next year. So I like that tradition too. I think we need to bring that back.
Like Christmas caroling, you get to sing and get invited in for drinks, but usually they provide the drinks, right?
Yeah, but Christmas caroling's so stupid.
No, Christmas
like you don't get anything.
I think Scott just wants to get drunk and go sing in an orchard.
I want to get drunk and go door to door and have random people give me random drinks. That sounds fun.
That's what Christmas caroling is. You just go sing a Christmas carol and they invite you in and give you a rum and egg.
I mean, you could do that. You could do that in Utah, but I don't know if you want some of those Mormons inviting you in or not. Really.
Have you guys ever actually seen Christmas carolers? I've gone
Christmas caroling.
Seen it. Yeah, to like random houses.
Well, like that town I was born in is pretty small, so it's not random. Everybody kind of knows everybody. But I've done that. gone around from house to house singing and drinking, and it's fun. It's totally fucking fun.
So they would like invite you in and give you some alcoholic beverages?
Yeah. Or hot chocolate or whatever you want. But yeah, no, it's lots of fun.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Does that anymore, but I wish they did.
I think everybody today is too scared to do that.
Yeah, that sucks, man. These are the fun traditions that, like, I don't know, I get a kick out of. Okay, the next one, it's not really a, if you can bring up the Yule Goat 1.
Yule Goat 1. Oh, those are your pictures? Shit. I thought you were talking about a shirt.
This one's not a Christmas cryptid either. It's more of just another tradition that like went all over the fucking place. But it could be the origin to things like Krampus, there's Bell's Nickel, Black Pete, things like that. What are those? Oh, that's Jeremy.
You'll see.
Okay, well, I'll get going while Jeremy gets Yule Goat 1. So this is Scandinavian and...
Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay, it's Scandinavian in origin. Oh. Cool. So the tradition marks the coming of longer days. So, I mean, that's like what Christmas in general is, right? Like Christmas from the 23rd to the 25th. In astrology, it's the shortest day of the year. And then once we break past, right? Like Christ died on the cross for 3 days, and that's where the sun sits at the southern crux before it rises again. So it's kind of the same thing with this. It's just bringing the sun back. The warmer days are here to come. Originally, they would sacrifice a young goat to the Norse god of Saturn, and those names I can't read, and they change wildly. And it, like we were talking about, I don't know if it was off air or on air, but the shit it was all different town to town. And I mean, these towns would be close and they'd have a totally different tradition. But some towns, you'd have a person dressed like a goat. He's walking around demanding presents. In other towns, you would have Santa like wrangling the guy who's dressed as a goat, and this fucking represented the dominance over the devil. And before Christianity came, it was a similar thing, right? Like Odin or Woden or whatever god you had was dominating evil. But for the most part, almost everywhere, people would go out wassailing. And just like a Krampus knot, things got crazy. People got drunk. They got rowdy. Shit happened. It was their fun, celebratory time. Most customs, people will make a wicker Yule goat effigy. Can you go to the second one, Jeremy? There we go. Yeah, and then what do you do with an effigy? I forgot to wish you guys a happy Guy Fawkes Day, even though it was Guy Fawkes Day on the show. We burned that shit. But one culture, I don't remember which town it was, but they have a funny prank where you make this big ass wicker goat and you hide it in your neighbor's house, and then he's cursed until he sneaks into a different neighbor's house and hides it from them in their house. So this is kind of the fun stuff I like about Christmas. I wish we need to bring a lot of these traditions back.
Especially, wouldn't it be fun going, wassailing or whatever from house to house? You're completely drunk, and then you see Santa and a goat like in the ring going at it, beating each other up.
Yeah, no. I've never been to a Krampus knock, but I tell myself every year I work, right? December 6th. It's like Monday. I got work. And in Utah, it hasn't kicked off as big as in other places. But it is getting bigger, so hopefully a lot of these traditions do come back. So the tradition has changed dramatically, like I said, over hundreds of years, from pagan religions into Christianity, into modern society. But the goat, they don't really know why it's a goat. It's thought that it might symbolize Odin's two goats, Nasher and Mueller, that would pull his sky sleigh. And that gets into like the creation of Santa, the wild man, the wild hunt. Like this is all an evolution until Nash drew that first Santa and Coca-Cola stole it. So there was an Americanized version though, back like early 1800s to the late 1800s, which was basically trick or treat to the T. People would wear ghost masks and they'd go out caroling or wassailing, and they would get candy specifically. And this was called Yule Booking. And I'm sure I pronounced that 100% right.
That sounds like trick or treating, wearing a mask and getting candy.
Yeah, no, that's what's pretty cool about it.
Or just a fun night at the swingers club, but.
Okay, so I got another picture, days before Christmas. So this is a kick-ass Super Nintendo game you guys can borrow off of archive.org. And to the best of my knowledge, it is the only like Christmas game. Like you got Home Alone and Christmas themed games, or like a theme of Christmas in the game. This is the only one I've found that is a Christmas only game. And it's super fun to play. And then we got the Yule lads coming up. They're coming to give my youngest son presents from the 12th until the 23rd. I've been doing that tradition here for a little bit. And I like to wrap his little presents.
I love that you do this.
But yeah, no, it's 13 days of them getting, little tiny gifts. Yule lads are awesome. And then the last thing I got is the Old Magic. Where the hell is that? There we go. By Linda Reichstadt Radish. That's a dope ass book for anybody that wants to learn about Christmas monsters and stuff. And there's a bunch of recipes for that wassailing shit and all that. So
it's called the Old Magic.
The old. Let me not try to balance here. The Old Magic of Christmas.
Cool.
It's like $11 on Amazon. And there's now an Audible version, but I would buy the hard copy book or the soft copy book because there is a lot of recipes, and trying to listen to all those recipes in Audible gets kind of hard. So go out there and buy the book. And that concludes my presentation there, Jeremy. It's all you.
Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Well, some of these I basically am just going through a bunch of different Christmas creatures that some of you may know, some of you may not know. I know some of these. I've heard of some of them. Gotta skip over Krampus, but gonna start off with. See if I can find it. And yeah, Debra, that was actually the picture I put in the freaking episode. So.
Oh, is it? Oh. I love that picture.
That was the picture I took for volume 3 of my newsletter too. But I have the shirt.
Gonna start off with Mary Lude, the Christmas zombie horse.
Oh, this one's fun.
Which this macabre skeleton mare of Welsh tradition rises from the dead and wanders the streets with her attendants, who are also fresh in the grave, to remind the living of their existence. Mary Lude has only one goal in mind: to get into your house. To keep the zombie horse out, you must engage in a battle of wits, in rhyme no less, usually on New Year's Eve, where the undead mare is represented by a puppeteer parading a horse skull on a pole draped in white cloth. So basically, it's like vampire rules. Don't let it in your house.
Well, they have a lot of like festivals and shit with that too, where they do basically the same thing, right? Like parades with it, and they got the white sheet and the horse skull.
I mean, I have to say, I might let her in. She looks cute. Her little veil on and everything.
There we go. Volume 3.
I mean that one looks like a Pokemon character, but I don't want to see the ones that walk around without a. I don't want to see a freaking guy walking around with a horse skull. I'm just saying, I don't want to see that. No need. No need. But
yeah, they're probably not using skulls anymore. Just fake ones. Come on, it'd be fun.
Well, that means the next one is La Befana and Babushka, which in Italy, Russia, and parts of Eastern Europe, it's a witch-like lady rooted in the fairy tale figure of Mother Holy, who doles out punishments for the lazy and riches for the hardworking. So I would be rich as shit in this country. God damn it. In Italy, she is known as La Befana, and in Russia, Babushka. I like Babushka better. I don't know why. Each January, she packs up and sets off on a broomstick to join the three kings who are also seeking the Christ child. She searches every house, and if she finds a child there, she leaves cookies and gifts behind. I mean, better than Krampus taking your kid and beating him to death, but you know.
She looks friendly. Again, I'd let her in. She looks nice.
Yeah, that's like the nicest picture I've ever seen of La Befana. Did you do any Christmas dogmen, Jeremy?
There's no such thing. I don't think. Well, actually, there might be. I don't know. I haven't got those all these yet, but
Christmas werewolves are big.
Yeah. Well, in the next one, there's no picture for this one, but actually, well, no, you already did that one, Debra. I'm not going to do that again. But actually, this is kind of it looks like a freaking dogman, but we'll see. It looks like a former dogman. But where is he? The Strigeli. Ain't he cute? But the Strigeli is from Switzerland, and they are what Frau Perchta rides. These demonic-looking helpers. They like to partake of the feast offerings left out for them on Christmas by people hoping for Perchta's blessings of wealth and health, and in some places they get to dole out punishment themselves and aren't terribly discerning as they rob all bad children and tear them to pieces in the air.
Jeez. It looks like he'd be slow to ride.
He looks like what was the other thing called that was the cross between the devil and the Sasquatch?
Scott's thing, I don't know.
No, it wasn't my thing.
No, it was mine.
Deborah's.
Yeah. The Carunculus.
Carunculus. Yeah, that's why I couldn't remember. I'll never remember that.
But anyways, that's what they look
two
like.
that I never heard.
Cross between a devil and a Sasquatch, a little one.
Yeah, well, a little, but like a Sasquatch that's eating well.
Right? Yeah, he's kind of tubby. He's eating all those little kids.
Yeah, little kids will do that to you, I guess.
I mean, if you're maybe if you're Michael Jackson, but yeah, and this is how we get canceled, people. But the next one I had, God damn it, what the hell? God damn it. All right, apparently I got to reload because it's fucking being a dick.
That's what she said. Oh.
I don't know how she reloaded, but okay, Scott. Damn it, why do that? All right, there we go. So the next one I got is the Tompton. Look at this guy who looks like he's just wearing beard as pants. But It's a creature from Scandinavian folklore who bears a resemblance to a gnome and lives among the dead inside burial mounds. It acts as a caretaker, protector, and helper of the household, that is, if you don't anger them. It has quite the temper and is known for driving people insane with its tricks or biting them. The bites, being poisonous, typically lead to death. You'll be well advised to leave a gift of food out on Christmas Eve for this fellow.
I mean,
they get drunk too.
It looks cute. It looks so cute, your pictures.
But, and of course, can't forget this next one. I didn't have these all prepared ahead of time, so just give you a reload. I was gonna skip over some of these, but some of them I just can't. The pictures are too cute. So, for anybody who's seen The Office, this is Belsnickel.
Okay.
And in some German and
nicest
Dutch
pictures. Hold on, dude. You got like the nicest pictures of these monsters in the world. Like, what is that? Some cute little old man. I'd let him into my house. He looks cold and lonely.
Jeremy's trying to trick everyone into letting demons and monsters in.
Well, in some German and Pennsylvania Dutch communities, Belsnickel shows up a couple weeks before Christmas, filthy and dressed in rags and furs, to beat the children who misbehaved. As an 1872 Philadelphia newspaper recounted, Mr. Belsnickel makes his personal appearance dressed in skins or old clothes, his face black, a bell, a whip, and a pocket full of cakes or nuts. And either the cakes or the whip are bestowed upon those around. Back in the 19th century, it was popular for rowdy revelers to go Belsnickeling and get drunk, vandalize the city, and play pranks. Sounds like
I'm
Scott
glad
said
you
a good
didn't
time.
do. I'm glad you didn't do Black Pete. Otherwise, we would have been canceled.
Here's a fun one I always loved. Père Fruitard, or Père Fruitard, I don't know. But Père Fruitard made his first appearance in 1150 when he and his wife would lure a trio of young boys into their butcher shop so they could rob them. Fruitard slit their throats and butchered the children, placing their remains in a barrel. When St. Nicholas discovered the crime, he resurrected the boys and punished Fruitard by forcing the butcher into his internal service. Now this villain appears along St. Nicholas and dispenses coal and floggings to those who deserve them.
So I have a picture. This was one of my first fucking, I don't know where my pickle went, but this is the pickle story. This was one of my first, like, trying to make it on the internet products where you got him pickling the two little boys. That's where the glass pickle tradition comes from.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. Santa saved in some stories he resurrects them, and other stories he saved them before they died. They were just like shoved in a pickle jar.
Yeah, I mean it's the watered down version and the real version, but yeah,
Old Saint Nicholas.
Okay, this picture looks a little disturbing.
This cutie is one of Iceland's most renowned figures associated with Christmas, Gria. It's a giant troll who is in a perpetual bad mood due to her insatiable hunger for children. Each Christmas, she comes down from her mountain dwelling to hunt for naughty children. She places them in a sack and drags them back to her cave, where she boils them alive for her favorite stew. And she has 13 sons, which Scott already covered, the Yule lads. And the Yule lads are supposed to be basically are compared nowadays to the Seven Dwarfs.
Sausage swiper. Spoon licker.
Yeah, there's sheepcoat clog, a peg-legged sheep fancier, gully hawk who hides out in ditches or gullies and waits for the opportune moment to rub into the cowshed and lick the foam off the milk in the milking buckets.
I love the foam in the milking buckets.
Stubby, who name denotes his stature as he's unusually short. Spoon licker, a licker of thief of spoons. Pot scraper, who is a petty thief of leftovers. Bowl licker, who hides under your bed and waits for you to be absent-mindedly put down your bowl so he can steal and lick it. Door slammer, who slams doors all night. Skier gobbler, who eats skier yogurt, whatever the fuck that is.
You can
Sausage
actually
swiper.
buy it in America. There's I don't remember which grocery store, but it's a main one. You can buy skier.
What is it?
It's yogurt.
Oh, okay.
Sausage swiper, that's nickname in college, who steals sausage, but
That was your nickname in college?
I said Scott. Thank you. I said Scott.
Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't go to college, buddy. You got us mixed up. I guess you were stealing the sausage from all the ladies.
More like they're stealing sausage from each other, but you know. Window peeper, who watches you from windows. That's awesome. Doorway sniffer. What the fuck? Who uses his incredibly large nose to sniff through doors to find bread. Meat hook, who always brings a hook along with him so he can steal meat. And candle stealer, who follows children around so he can steal their candles, leaving them in the dark.
He eats them.
I'm sure.
Candles were tasty when they were made out of whale fat.
But that is all I have, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. I mean, we can't forget that changelings are a big part of Christmas lore as well.
Yeah. Well, the werewolves too. It said if you were born on Christmas or Christmas Eve, that you would be a werewolf. I think it's some sort of Slavic tradition, but that's what they believed. If you had the nerve to be born on the day of Christ, you'd be cursed as a werewolf.
How dare you disrespect our Lord and Savior?
Yeah.
We have Casey on here. Hey, Casey.
What's going on, buddy? I feel like I just saw you yesterday. Oh, I did.
I can never see the fucking chat. I gotta get on my computer next time.
You do. You really do. But I'm trying to... Well, actually, we can give a little preview of the upcoming bracket at the end of this month. Watched any good Christmas horror movies lately, Scott?
There was actually one I didn't want to spend $20 on because it came out. What was the Christmas movie last year? Like Silent Night or
Silent Night, Deadly Night, a remake, yeah.
Yeah. I want to see that one, but no, like, you know, Krampus. I know a lot of people say that the Krampus looked stupid and they didn't follow the tradition to the T. I think the good Krampus, not the shitty versions, but like the mainstream video, that shit's amazing.
I love the Krampus.
I thought it was great.
Well, actually, Scott, the original Silent Night, Deadly Night from '84 is going to be on the first part of the Christmas bracket. Okay. And let's see, I watched The Elf, which that's the first movie I watched for this bracket, and it's actually no, that's not the one I watched. Was it? Is that the same movie I'm thinking of? Maybe it was. But yeah, basically it's about an elf coming to life, and it's basically like Elf on a Shelf, the movie, horror version. But
that Elf on a Shelf thing, that little fucker is freaky, dude. I have all these demons and shit in my tree. That little Elf on a Shelf fucker, man, that thing scares me. I don't like him.
He's a lot of work. I'm glad it wasn't a thing when my kids were young.
Yeah, we've never done it either. I don't know.
We don't do it either. But we already have a doll at my door thinks it's haunted, so we go with that. But let's see. I watched The Ginger Dead Man because it's on the bracket. Which, if you haven't seen that, Scott, The Ginger Dead Man, it's basically the idea of Chucky, but with a gingerbread cookie, and it's voiced by Gary Busey.
Was it good?
It was actually pretty halfway decent. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but it's halfway decent.
Okay.
And did I see this one yet? No, I didn't. And then there's another one that I question whether it's really a Christmas horror movie because it's called Whoever Slew Auntie Roo, and it's basically like Hansel and Gretel but reversed.
Oh, Gretel and Hansel was good. What was the one you're talking about? I'm sorry, I just spit that out. I'm drunk.
It's called Whoever Slew Auntie Roo.
And it's like the reverse. So kids stole.
It's basically about it's about this rich woman who's really weird. That she invites local orphans to her house every Christmas weekend to spend the weekend at her house and have Christmas dinner and give them presents and stuff. But the orphanage doesn't bring all the orphans; they only bring the ones they like. So it's basically about these kids trying to get back at the rich lady by doing things to her. I won't ruin it, but and there's actually a female there's a female Krampus movie I haven't seen yet that is in this bracket that I'm going to watch soon called Mother Krampus.
I've seen that one. That looks like a solid movie.
It does. And let's see, what else did I watch in here? A Cadaver Christmas. I watched that. It's it was actually a decent movie, but I mean it's just weird. It's about zombies on Christmas, but
Black Friday. Have you guys seen Black Friday? I mean, I know Thanksgiving passed, but still kind of a Christmas movie.
It's on this bracket.
Okay, yeah, Black Friday was really good. That was a well-done movie.
I haven't watched it yet because it's not streaming on anything. I'd have to buy it or rent it, but I will watch it eventually when I get to my movies. I have to watch it in Fire Stick. But
for your changelings, this movie, all the creatures were stirring.
That's not in the first part, but that's going to be on one of the parts of the Christmas bracket we might do. It might be in the part we do next Christmas or the year after, but
that has changeling lore in it.
What actually, the one I was just going to talk about has changelings in it too. Have you seen A Christmas Horror Story?
Yes, that was the next one. That one's good.
That was amazing, and it's on the bracket as well. And so is Stalled, which is a Christmas movie, but I mean it's a horrible piece of shit movie, but it's a Christmas movie. It's another zombie Christmas movie.
The one you said, that's the one I was thinking with the changeling. All the creatures were stirring is more like Twilight Zone Christmas, like it's different. It's fun though.
And I mean, there's also the one I watched actually yesterday, Puppet Master vs. Demonic Toys, is going to be on there. Which I love the Puppet Master movies. I started watching all of them just to watch this crossover. And now I really want to watch the Demonic Toys movies because the crossover is freaking amazing.
I've never seen either of those.
No.
Oh, dude. Me and Casey are actually going to do Puppet Master on Evening at the Movies in January. So I can't wait to start talking about those movies. They're freaking incredible. It's basically like Small Soldiers for adults. But, and I think that's all the ones I actually watched so far. I think I filter watched. Yeah. Oh, and actually, I did watch Christmas Presents. Presents, not presents, but like Presence. Like
okay.
it's like a ghost movie, but it's about like a haunted woods and a spirit thing. It's really dark. It's a UK movie, so Debra will probably like it. But it's actually on Shudder and Roku. But or it's also called Why Hide. It was actually a really good movie. Oh, The Day of the Beast. I forgot that's on this. That's a fucked Christmas movie. It's basically about the coming of the Antichrist on Christmas. It's a Spanish movie. You have to read subtitles, but it's freaking. They show the creature at the end of the movie. I'll say that much, and it's just woohoo! You have to see the creature.
Sounds good.
Have you guys? Oh, sorry. Go, Debra.
No, I just said sounds good.
Oh, okay. Have you guys ever seen the FX Christmas Carol?
I think I did. Is that wait a minute? You mean the one with Jim Carrey?
No. That one's great. That one's great in 3D, like in the Oculus. But this is like a live action, way darker version of a Christmas Carol. Like, I don't want to give anything away, but I'm sure that shit's old and Like, I'm sure it's on something. I would definitely watch that one.
Oh, and what the hell is this one? I watched this apparently. Oh, and Don't Open Till Christmas. That's gonna be on this bracket as well. It's another movie from '84, and it's basically about someone who is killing Santas. And it was actually a decent movie, I think. I mean, okay. Apparently I didn't think it was that great, but and then there's another movie that's on this bracket that I don't know why it's on this bracket because I don't consider it a Christmas movie at all. It's called Inside, and it's about a pregnant woman who basically has someone coming in her. And there's a woman trying to break into her house to steal her baby once it's born, or to cut it out of her and steal it. It goes into the world of child trafficking in a way that I don't. The fact that it's Christmas, I don't see what it has to do with the movie, but okay.
Probably a Christmas tree in the background somewhere.
I did not make this list of movies. I'll just say that. And I did watch. I watched 2016 Krampus Unleashed, for this bracket, which is about a bunch of treasure hunters in the West that await Krampus.
I haven't seen any of those like generic looking Krampus movies.
Krampus Unleashed was actually pretty good. I think you'd like it, but I gave it 3.5 stars. But with horror movies, I am very, very like picky about how many stars I give them. I mean, they're either gonna be 5 stars or they're gonna be like less than 4. Like I don't do 4 stars, not for most things.
I kind of agree with like anything horror. It's either really good or it's really bad. There's kind of no in betweens.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and I watched this French movie that's basically the French Home Alone. It came out in '89 before Home Alone, so technically precedes Home Alone, but it's called Game Over. It's called Game Over. Again, you have to read subtitles to watch it, but it's basically about a kid who's left alone on Christmas, and his mom fires somebody she hired to be Santa Claus. So basically, it's about that poor Santa trying to take revenge on the family. It's basically like Home Alone, It was like Home Alone. Basically, that's the bottom line. It was like Home Alone.
We watch, like the Nutcracker is big in America. I'm not sure if it's big in Canada. Debra would have to say that. But in Europe, they watch Hansel and Gretel, and that's where we get gingerbread houses for Christmas. Mm-hmm. But Gretel and Hansel, not technically a Christmas movie, but if you're European, falls into the lore. Like that was really good. That's a horror movie.
I mean, and and All Through the House. That's the last movie I watched out of this so far. It's from 2015. It's basically about a Santa Slayer that comes down and kills people, and I don't remember it scene for scene. I'm gonna say that right now, but there was a lot of dick chopping in it. That I wrote down.
Dick chopping.
That's the notes you took away.
A lot of bloody phalluses fall into the ground in that movie.
Jeez.
Well, Christmas ornaments. Put them on a hook and throw them on the tree. There we go.
Oh, and okay, I guess. Did I watch Mother Krampus? Apparently I did. Oh yeah, because Mother Krampus, Scott, is actually based on Frau Perchta.
Mm-hmm.
I did watch that. I remember that now. Yeah.
That might be cool. We need a Frau Perchta.
Movie. It came out in 2017. It was actually a decent movie. I mean, I actually gave it 4 stars. Okay, I broke my own damn rule. So.
Well, if Jeremy gave it 4 stars, I gotta check it out.
And then the only other movie on here that I've seen before that is on here is The Conjuring Part 2. Because it is technically a Christmas movie. It takes place on Christmas.
For a part.
I did not make this list. That's all I'm going to keep saying is I did not make this list. I just ran with it. Because like the Krampus movie we all know and love with Adam Scott is not into the first part. Or into the final part of this bracket.
That dude plays like the biggest like jerk weirdo in every other movie. He did fucking amazing in that movie, in Krampus. Like, he was a likable character. He's always supposed to be like the unlikable character, but that dude's a good actor.
Yeah, I love that movie. I can't wait for the freaking third part of this in 2 years so I can finally talk about it. But
in 2 years,
I'm not doing holiday. I refuse to do holiday horror brackets anytime besides December. It just doesn't make sense. And I have plenty of other horror movie brackets lined up for my show that I'm not worried about doing holiday horror anytime soon. But
why don't we do a Christmas in July this summer? There we go.
Because then I gotta watch a shitload of movies about Christmas horror in July, and I'm not doing that. I'm gonna have some other brackets going on at the time I have to watch movies for, Scott. It's all scheduled out for years, man. Come on, don't fuck with me.
Well, you and me talked about Christmas movies. Deborah, what are your top 3 Christmas movies?
Oh God.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys are. I mean, these are all the scary ones. Are you talking like nice ones, or are you talking scary ones?
Well, I ask people on the street what their favorite Christmas movie is. What are your top 3?
Like 100% hands down the original cartoon Grinch that stole Christmas. Freaking watch that every Christmas.
It's not a movie. It's a fucking 8-minute segment.
I had a VHS tape, my friend.
Yeah.
It was a movie.
Yeah. It's a movie. The cartoon one though. So
it's longer than 20 minutes. It's over an episode.
Yeah, I totally love that. What else? I don't know, like I gotta think. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of movies, you guys. Some Christmas movies. I don't know. Probably the scary ones, I guess.
Here, okay, I'll help
like
Deborah out.
I love Krampus, so that.
I'll help you out, Deborah. Top 3 non-horror Christmas movies, easy enough. Home Alone 2. Better than the first one. I don't care what anybody says. And then second favorite Christmas movie, Surviving Christmas.
I've seen that one. Who's that one with?
Ben Affleck and James Gandolfini, or where the hell his name is, the guy from Sopranos that died. But
maybe I didn't see that one.
It's hilarious. It's Ben Affleck and it's like a Kevin Smith movie almost, but it's not. And the third one has to be, all right. The third one's got to be a tie between. Actually, it's a 3-way. All right, fuck it, top 5 because I can do 3. Third one is Just Friends because
that one's funny.
Most people don't consider it a Christmas movie, but it is. And the other one is 4 Christmases because that is fucking hilarious.
4 Christmases. That's with the
Vince Vaughn.
Yes, yeah, I remember that one. That one's funny.
And the 5th one, of course, is Elf. It has to be Elf.
Elf is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I love Elf. I should have said that.
And I could throw what's it called in there too. Bad Santa easily could be thrown in there too, but.
Okay, here. Did you guys see the God damn it. I don't think it's in our Christmas list. The one with Robin Williams. Oh yeah, here we go. This one it's Robin Williams' last film, Merry Friggin' Christmas.
I have not seen it, I don't think. But I know what it is. I haven't seen it though.
That is well worth a watch. That is a great Christmas movie. Not a horror movie, not a fun time Christmas movie. But it is hilarious, dude. Merry friggin' Christmas. And neither of you threw Christmas Vacation in there. What's going on?
I was thinking about it. That's what I watch.
I think Christmas Vacation is highly overrated, just like that freaking movie they play on TBS all day on Christmas. A Christmas Story.
A Christmas Story? Oh my God. Okay, we're looking for a third co-host.
Yeah, okay, Scott. I think both those movies they're both overrated. So A Christmas Story is so fucking overrated. It's funny to watch once, and after that, boring as shit. But
I don't know. Tom Hanks does a good. I think it's on the Christmas Past podcast. Probably something different. Just type in Tom Hanks Christmas in the Spotify. You'll find the fucking podcast, but it's like a short story about like a dad that came back from World War II and his Christmases, and then he talks to his buddy from the war and about all the people that died. Really sad, great Christmas fucking story. Go out there and do it.
I mean, I don't know. I don't like him. And National Lampoon Christmas Vacation, don't get me wrong. I love Chevy Chase and everything he does, but I just don't like. I think the other vacation movies are so much better than that one.
You are crazy. I take back you gave it 4 stars because that is movie art, dude. That's like that'll be around longer than we are. It was one of the best movies, period, ever created.
So 5 stars we got from Scott.
6 stars.
6.
I don't know.
Christmas Vacation gets 6 out of 5.
It's pretty
stars.
good. I laugh every time.
Well,
It's up there with Gangs in New York.
Well, okay, folks, we're gonna wrap it up at this point because I'm not arguing Gangs in New York with Scott. But
oh my God! What? Wait a tickle! Are you saying Gangs in New York was a bad movie?
No, not at all. It's just not a movie I could watch again.
Are you crazy?
There's very few movies I can watch more than once, Scott. Very fucking few.
Jeremy.
And most of the ones I can are comedies or animated.
We
Serious
have Bill
movies.
the Butcher
shrine?
on the
got a
fucking
shrine.
wall, dude.
He's got a shrine.
How the hell could you say that was a bad movie?
I didn't say it was a bad movie. I said it's not rewatchable. There's a difference.
You could watch that movie 1,000,000 times.
No, I freaking. Well, I'm trying to think of a good example. I love The Godfather, but I've only seen it 2 or 3 times in my life because it's a long ass movie. I don't want to rewatch it over and over again.
Okay, you're just not a movie guy.
I am a huge movie guy, but I like to watch new things I haven't seen before more than things I've seen before. That's why I do brackets like crazy, because I like to explore different categories of horror and different categories of movies and explore new things. Like that's what life's about. It's not about watching the same things over and over again because that's boring as shit.
How do you remember the details of what you've seen though? That's because I see lots of movies, but I don't remember them.
I remember the parts I need to remember. That's all that matters. But if they
before we go,
oh God.
What is a movie you rewatch? Like, what's your favorite movie of all time?
I just talked about this on a podcast for this one, but Caddyshack.
Caddyshack?
Most rewatchable movie of all time. Because you'll find something new to laugh at every time.
Okay.
I mean, I could throw a few others out there too, but I mean, they're all 70s comedies mainly. But Caddyshack is most rewatchable movie of all time. I could watch that. I could put that on. That's not animated. I could put that on any day of the week and just laugh my ass off.
Well, now we are definitely not strangers anymore.
We haven't been strangers for a long time.
Now we know that Jeremy's crazy.
Well, it took you this long? Jesus. But I believe next week is Michael's topic, if I'm not mistaken, on our rotation here. So,
well, it's his topic no matter what. Hopefully he brings on a guest.
Yeah, we're just going with whoever doesn't show up, they have to pick every time.
That's a good rule.
I think so. If you miss a show, you're stuck picking the next topic.
I like this.
Well, it's on him. And Global Strangers, we will see you all next week. Until then, peace out. And you can catch the audio version of our show if you missed the video version on Paranormal New Normal starting in about a month. So, yeah.
Happy December, everybody.
Happy Christmas, as the English would say.
And actually, that's fucking awesome. We'll be doing our Christmas horror movie bracket on Christmas Eve, so that's awesome.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's the only show I have booked that day. So yeah, but
I'm gonna be with the family during that, so it'll be a fun, merry time.
We'll figure it out. But all right, we will see you all next time. And You can find me on Facebook as Jeremy Bryant, or you can find me as Uncensored, Unapologetic, and Untamed UQ Podcast Collective Facebook group. You can find me on Twitter and the Instagram as @JuggaloBastard, or should I say X now. And you can find me on TikTok as @JuggaloBastard Podcast. You can also find me on YouTube as Paranormal the New Normal. And you can also find me streaming on YouTube as Blind Knowledge Network, because all knowledge is blind until they admit Bigfoot exists.